What's up guys, Brad back on the channel with a brand new live stream. Today is episode 2 of the Talk of the Town live Huddersfield Town podcast. In today's podcast, we're going to take a more direct approach in previewing the game against Cardiff City tomorrow, as well as talking about some crucial results for teams elsewhere in the AFL Championship and in the AFL full stop, talking about League One in particular, as well as some other news. So we'll just wait for some people to join and we'll get cracking on. But until then, I'm going to do the usual promo stuff for the stream. So just gonna link it to my Twitter page, and then we should be ready to start. How is everyone? Always something to start with. Excuse me. Just swap the audio off, right? Right, sorry about that. Gonna continue. Put it on Twitter. Instagram would be a good place to start with. Gonna see if I got any more questions. Right, Instagram. So, let's have a quick look at everyone. Hello Brad, how are you, pal? I'm good, mate. How are you doing, Alfie? Sorry I've been in streams later because Town's been on Sky. Yeah, it's perfectly okay. We cancelled our Sky subscription. Hi Brad, hi HTFC fan. So you got a shave? Yeah, had to do that. How are we doing, Ryan? Great to see you in the stream. Well, I missed your thoughts on Cardiff at the moment. I'll get to answering some questions in just a moment, but we're going to start with previewing Cardiff and then talking about Rotherham. We might do the Rotherham either before or after questions, but I'm just promoting the stream as usual. First things first. Nope, that's the Birmingham one. Yep, that's gone up now. What else? Snapchat, that's the final one, and then we'll crack on with answering questions and previewing Cardiff and all that gravy. Right, hold on. Let's crack on. So, first things first, Hope everyone is, well, good and all that. First things first, we're going to look at what Carlos has said in the actual news article, which says Carlos previews Cardiff clash. So we're going to read through it all. I've not read most of this. So Carlos Cockburn says his Huddersfield Town side to focus on controlling what they can in order to try and get back to winning ways during Friday night's game against Cardiff City in the Sky Bet Championship. First things first, I disagree about the word controlling. I think Cardiff are going to be the ones on top of this game, certainly. They're on fire at the minute, so let's just carry on. So I'm going to think out unbeaten in the last two on home soil following Tuesday's draw with Birmingham, but with just one win since the turn of the year. Keep believing in themselves. Friday's visit at the Bluebirds, you have to have self-confidence. You know how important every result is. You have to be focused. Unbeaten in the last 10 matches since Mick McCarthy joined. Right, so Danny Ward won't be available. Really no shock or surprise or change there. Hogg will not be available, which is massive. And Danny Grant, he's still thing. What he means is he did an icon pack on FIFA and got Ian right, so that's why he's put that. Just to answer your little thing, Alfie. So that's all. I've seen some Twitter posts as well to do with it. No, Hoggy's not back, Alfie. I will confirm that Hoggy's not back. Just gonna have a quick look on the actual HTFC Twitter page because I believe that there's been some things put on there as per usual. Yes. So we're focused on all the tests tomorrow. Well, we best be. Alex Pritchard has had a knock. Why does that not surprise me? The guy spends most of his time in the hospital. Really wasn't worth the money we paid for him. This game we'll face our strengths and try to avoid theirs. Win the second balls. Cardiff are a team that will win those though. Excuse me. Ryan Schofield, we have the feeling that we can go out and beat any team. Well, that's a bold statement, that. If we show the fighting quality, then we can take 3 points. There's no way. I respect Ryan for coming out and being positive, but I am telling you now, I am 95% sure that we will not beat Cardiff tomorrow. Cardiff are our bogey team. We never beat them. We've not beat them in a long time. Even at home, we just don't. I think the past 3 times we played them at home, we've lost 3-0, drawn 0-0 and lost 3-0. We're going to get absolutely plastered, and that's as simple as it is, in my personal opinion. We know what we're here to achieve. We are fighting together. It really doesn't look like it, mate. It really just... Look, I have a lot of respect for all the players that are wearing those... not all, but most that are wearing the blue and white stripes, but there has not been a lot of fight. We're second best to a lot of... Well, City, you never know, we beat Swansea. I agree in the sense, but Cardiff have been a bogey team for a while now. Just going to some questions then. So, thoughts on Carlos at the moment? I think he's very similar to Danny Cowley. Without investment, they're both not going to be as good as they can be, and that's simple, really. I think both good managers, but they really do crave investment in order to get results. Sorry, we're going to beat Smooth's birthday tomorrow. Law, he's going to be 31 versus Old Club. He won't have to save out. Could you use before games because these are good? If that's something that people want, I could do like a match preview, but obviously, like I say, I post what's in demand, so I'll have to say, don't forget the beers tomorrow. Drowning my sorrows, yeah. Do you think the Cowboys should have been given a full season? I think what they should have been given is investment, and had they been given investment, which maybe does link to having a full season, we would have seen what they could have done. The same applies with Carlos. The reason that we're doing bad is because we haven't invested. It's not to do with Carlos. Well, it is to do with him not having a plan B when we go behind. But that can't really be solved with any other manager, I don't think. Very tough game tomorrow. I can't see us attacking their style of play. Yeah, exactly. Carlos seems close out of his depth. Yeah, with the players that we've got, I don't think he will be able to get out this game. No hog yet. Brad Foley's here. Welcome, Brad. We are doing calculations still going on. We need a change. Oh, absolutely. Whether that's a change of recruitment staff, you know, someone on the board, or players, or maybe even managerial. Who knows right now? Pritchard won't be a loss. We were playing boring. It was going to be fun football, and that was boring. Oh yeah, it was very depressing football. Carlos can't do much with the players he's working with right now. Definitely right man for the job though. Edits with a bold statement there, but it's a fair statement. Fighting quality, we've not shown it for a long time. Yeah, Ryan, you bang on there. Sweet and sour soccer. Cardiff unbeaten in 10, 7 wins in that run. Yeah, we're not getting 3 points. That's certain. We're definitely not getting 3 points. Score prediction. I'm going to go with a 3-1 Cardiff, but obviously my score prediction changes when the lineups come out. We're not going to win a game now. It's that bad. Yeah. If Carlos goes, who do you want to replace him? Well, I mean, if he does go, I'd like to see. Well, I would have liked to have seen Paul Cook, formerly of Wigan, but he's just gone to Ipswich, so that's out there. I mean, let's have a look. I'm just going to search it now. Managers out of work. Football managers out of work. Well, I don't think we're going to be getting Lampard, Sarri or Vieira. Eddie Howe will be a possibility. A very slim possibility, but much more of a possibility than the rest. I think Sol Campbell may look likely, but I really don't want him in the club anywhere near it. He's just not qualified at all. He'd be worse than Carlos. Not that Carlos has really been that bad, really. Available coaches, I'll have a look on transfer market. Your goalie right now at Smithies. Oh, Smithies every day of the week. Every day of the week. We should sell Pritchard. Would we get out for him? I'd drive him there myself. Carlos isn't the right man for the job, in my opinion. Apologies. Bold statement from Ryan, but you know, in certain aspects, he's right. When we go behind, there's no plan B. That's the only problem that I think one of the only problems that people have with Carlos is that once the game's been decided, there's no undeciding it. If they beat us tomorrow, Carlos would walk. I don't think he'd walk. Excuse me. I really don't think he'd walk. I think that'd be the last thing he did. Why would he walk? Isn't Carlos's fault. Who do you blame for the seal bad's form? I blame Bromby for just signing his mates and not signing. We made out that we were going to build some sort of Spanish identity through Carlos and, you know, sign players that the assistant coaches had worked with. We did that with Pippa and Vallejo, and we've just not done it since. So we're just signing English players, which is exactly what Cowley's wanted to do, but actually spending money on them. So doesn't really make a lot of sense. We've sort of gone back on ourselves there. Available coaches, let's have a look at this. No, I'm not looking at them. I was looking more Championship, really. Last competition. One sec. This is a good thing to look at. England. Mainly look at Championship, really, won't we? Display, yeah. Let's have a look. Someone else has put some questions. Signed 3 players, Holmes and Ward, exactly, yeah. Eddie Howe wants Celtic, he won't come here, and not with this clown at the helm. Yeah, I don't think Eddie Howe would come, but I was just mentioning him because, you know, he'd manage what was closest to a Championship team. Obviously, when I've just looked on there, but I'm on transfer market now, and there's a lot more, you know, players of managers of, you know, well, sort of our level, so to speak. Jason Tyndall, formerly Bournemouth, would be an option, but I really don't think he'd come here. Be a downgrade. Don't think Martin O'Neill would. I really don't think he'd be able to sort us out. Nor would Koku or Adkins. I think we do need someone a bit fresh, really. And there's not a lot of managers there that could do that. I think Neil Harris wouldn't be a bad one. He did very well with Millwall. Let's have a look in League One. I don't mean to say that Carlos isn't doing a good job. All I'm looking for now is who he would be replaced by possibly and who we would be happy. That's if we'd be happy at all. I'm not saying I want him gone. Bromley isn't good enough, Alfie said. That's a fair statement in my eyes. And then Jay, welcome to the stream. I'll per the season. I'd probably say Karoma, but obviously with him being out for a while, I'd have to say, Karel Eiting's also been out for a while. I'd have to say Isaac Mbenza. He's took his foot off the gas recently, but he's still chipped in with goals, a lot more than we expected, and more than we can really say with a lot of other players. So yeah. Can you check Instagram questions? Yeah, I'm gonna look on there in just a sec. We need Karoma back. I'd like Michael Flynn at Newport, to be honest. Not heard much about him. I'll have to do a bit of research. Ben's biggest comeback, 100%. Would you have Smithies back? Oh, in a heartbeat, yeah. Cowley, I lost my rag with him last time when he started time wasting, but who cares? Cowley didn't have full power of recruitment, which is what they were promised, so that's why the board sacked him. Yeah, I agree. I'm very old-fashioned in looking at football. I believe that the manager should have total control over the transfers. At the end of the day, I've got a lot of respect for anyone who puts himself in any position with the club, but the manager signs his players to play in his team. It shouldn't be the other way around. The only way it can be another way around is simply so that the chairman and the people in the board can profit more and spend less. And I don't want them to try and twist it and make out that it's not for that reason, because it is. Also, the reason who wants to come to this mess. Exactly, Brad. That Cardiff fan, was he sick or just feeling unwell? I know Mark Hughes is available. Mark Hughes, no thanks, but are we going to get anyone better, really? Yeah, if we didn't bottle games this season, Alfie, we would be third, 1 point behind second. So, should we start Luke Weiler tomorrow? 100% for me. I think Schofield's had too much time starting and he needs that rest because he's going to keep making mistakes. Carl needs to go to results game managers. I've got sacked for less. Yeah. Yes, certainly. All right, who would you have in our team? What players would you have in there? If you're talking about our starting 11, I'd have Luke Weiler, I'd have Creechlow and Ramani Evans-Green. And then I'd have Toffolo if he's fit. And then I'd have Pippa, Hogg, Bakuna, Eiting, Karoma, Sanogo, and then Mbenza. Best Huddersfield Town player ever, Aaron Moy. In my lifetime especially. Carlos said that he wants to do a long-term project. I don't like the term long-term project. When you say long-term project, I have nothing wrong with us, investing in the team and then next year pushing for a promotion but missing out. There's no problem with that. But what would be a problem would be us staying up, investing and then aiming for 10th. No one aims for 10th. You either aim to stay up or go up. There's no sort of I hate it when teams say that they're aiming over years. Just aim high. Then if you don't get there, you know what you need to do for next season. There's no point aiming in 10th and then saying, "Oh, we met his expectations," because that's not ambitious. We want ambition. Should we try a bit Spanish version of Wolves? Yeah, but we just haven't got the money for it, mate. We sold off our best players. Within reason. Cali brothers were clueless, in my opinion. I wouldn't say they were clueless, but they did do some questionable things with starting lineups. I would agree with that. Would have loved Neil Warnock. I wanted Warnock. Beginning of the season, I think Warnock was out of a job, I believe. Not quite sure actually. Or did he start this season with Cardiff? No, he did start this season with Cardiff. But I would have loved to see Warnock come to us at one point. And I hope he does again before he retires. Legend of the game in the EFL especially. Who do you think will get relegated from the Championship? Let me have a quick look at the table. Right, so as you can see, you've got Wickham on 23 points, Wednesday on 28, Rotherham on 32, sorry. Excuse me. Birmingham on 35 and Coventry on 35 with us on 37. To answer the earlier question, which I missed, sorry, Alfie. Yes, we are in a relegation battle. I think all teams up to Derby and down to us are in a relegation battle, simply. And we've now got 12 games to go, and we need to maintain that point gap of 7 points, but that's 2 wins, and that's not a lot in this division, especially. Just going to quickly answer a question that was sent in by my second cousin earlier on Twitter. Question: Luke Weiler should start. Staying captain, and is Hogg back yet? So I think Luke Weiler should start. I think he's right there. Don't know about Stearman being captain. I don't think he's played enough games on the bounce. I think Vallejo should be captain personally. I think he's done nothing wrong all season, bar a couple of bad passes, but he controls the tempo. Why can't he control the team? Is Hogg back yet? No, unfortunately not. Obviously that one. Just looking at available coaches. There's not a lot here that I've heard of, to be fair. The only one I have heard of is Sol Campbell, and I don't want him anywhere near the club. Absolutely nowhere near. I'd rather the fellow that's always asking Robert to put a tune on to be their manager instead. Ellis, we're not going to have comments like that in here. I've made it clear we're not having any discrimination of any kind multiple times, so you're going to take the time out there. No place for anything like that in my content or in full stop. Kike Sanchez Flores was a good player, manager to get brought back into Watford, but he didn't hit the ground running in the Prem. Could he drop down to the Championship? I'm not sure, but yeah, thanks Alfie, but there's not a lot of available coaches at the minute from England that would fit that sort of criteria. I would have Danny Cowley over Carlos any day. Bold statement of Cardiff, 9th of November 2019. But I thought it were as well, to be fair. I reckon Rotherham will survive. Bold from Ryan again. I reckon they will, actually. I think they're going to get... I think they're in form now. I reckon they will stay up. Obviously, like I mentioned a couple of times on stream, obviously I don't really talk much about my personal life, but my mum's a diehard Town fan. My dad's a diehard Town fan, and my stepdad is a Sheffield Wednesday fan. So, could they be finally be leaving the division, not to go up, but instead to go down? What do you think about the penalty given against Stoke yesterday? I think it's absolutely disgraceful. I think it's ruining football, stuff like that. We do that and we won't get a penalty. That penalty will be given against us, though. I think it's disgusting. I think they need to look at this backwards and see that there's no contact there at all. I think it's not, and there needs to be intervention because it's not a penalty. He's gone to ground far too easily, and the game's getting ruined. Should Dino have sold the club to OPE? If it meant that we'd have more investment, 100%, yeah. Who do you think will get relegated from Championship? Sorry to sidetrack myself. Wickham, Sheffield Wednesday, and Coventry. OP isn't a company anymore, it disappeared randomly. Yeah, fair enough, but yeah, someone like that would have been decent. We need a manager who can work on a budget like Wagner could. We don't need Wagner or another gem, but someone who knows players that are cheap but effective. Yeah, like a Barnsley. Sorry, I can't quite see. Do you think the Championship has the worst referees in the world? I think England, full stop, has the worst referees in the world. In the Prem, I've seen it with my own eyes. I stand by my opinion that there is a clear bias to the bigger teams in the league over the smaller teams. Cardiff were victim to it as well. Any Cardiff fans in here will remember when, you know, that offside wasn't called against Chelsea, and they could have still been in the Prem now today. Just how much the refs neglect the decisions when it's against a small team in comparison to a big team. It's a day and night contrast, and I think there needs to be intervention with that. I love that striker for them up top. Ladapo is really good. Yeah, he does look like a good striker. Would we assign a striker like that? I don't think so. If Rotherham kept Moore and Vaux, yeah, maybe so. How many points off we are? Relegation 7. Barnes are having a right season. Yeah, Price is here. Honestly, I don't think we'll beat Cardiff. They have a far better squad and miles better quality. I'd be happy to take a point. I'd bite the hand off for a point. There's no way we're getting a win tomorrow. Absolutely no way whatsoever. If there was a team that we would play that I would say that we would get at least chance of getting a point, a win against, then it's them. I'm about it. Stoke fans. Oh, right. Cheers, Rory. You can have your opinion with Carlson, alright, but for me, even if we got relegated, he won't get sacked. The people above him got to sort themselves out to give him the players he deserves. Yeah, I think I agree with that, HTFC. I think that's fair to say. I think Carlos is a manager, not a head coach. I don't think anyone's, you know, meant to be a head coach. But when do you see Town back in the Prem? I think 5 years is maybe realistic. Press back again. I think we're going to sign Messi. Yeah, I think I'm going to be on ITV. Who remembers that ref versus Swansea last season? Yeah, I do remember the ref versus Swansea last season, but I will one up. Yeah, the ref at Preston away was by far the most biased disgrace to the sport referee I've ever seen in my life. That ref has blood on his hands. And Tommy Elphick got tackled in the thigh. It's a blatant red card. We did that to them. It's a red card every day of the week. It was absolutely disgraceful in that game. He gave everything to Preston and more. And I don't say stuff like that lightly. I used to, but I don't anymore. What's going on here? It's loaded in the browser. No, I don't want to be on Opera. It's actually 5 points now with Rotherham winning the other night. There you go. See what I mean? It gets even better. Remember when you got a pen in Wagner's last game, and it was one of the only times in that season the linesman didn't feel with a penalty decision. Yeah, in the Cardiff game. Funnily enough, Cardiff game. Yeah. I think especially in the Prem, the refs buried us even further than, you know, us being his own worst enemy. I can think of many decisions from that season. Cardiff at home, Arter strangled Hogg headbutted Arter got a yellow and Hogg got a red, which makes no sense when they're both being violent. Both should have been off or both get a yellow. No, none of this sort of, none of this sort of one rule for one and one for another. It's a yellow either way or red either way. I think what else from that season? I think there was a couple of times where when we played Brighton, Mounier with a red card, not even a yellow, really a harsh yellow, and then Leon Balogun went straight into Durham with 2 feet and he's only getting a yellow. It just proved that Michael Oliver had something against us that season. There were these little bits here and there. I can't remember them all because there were that many, but it buried us at the end of the day, and I'll stand by that. Unfortunately. Last year we should have had that 10 pens as Brentford to Simon Hooper he did versus Watford. I think he don't like Cardiff because Warnock, he tells the ref straight. That's what I admire about Neil Warnock. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty, you know, say what needs to be said. And I will sort of said, yeah, exactly. And that's the other one, Cardiff City fan. You should have had a pen at our place in the Prem. Moss put his whistle, or Moss or Mason, I think it was, put the whistle to the mouth and then sort of went, no, it's not. It's stuff like that ultimately led to our demise in the Prem. That were Man United, he wouldn't have hesitated. Absolutely would not have hesitated, and I won't hear different. Does Aaron Rowe start tomorrow? In my opinion, I think he should. Are we on Sky tomorrow? I believe so, actually. Excuse me. Oh, no, I don't think we are. I'm not sure. Oh, let me just type that back in. Championship matches. There we are. So yeah, hello Brad, hi Rotherham Gaming. Starting team for tomorrow, we are at, alright, fair enough, I couldn't see. Starting team, the team I'd pick, say, let's just imagine that I'm Carlos and I'm Spanish. Luke Wilder in goal. Let's play a 4-3-3, so we're going to have Creechlow, Romani, Edmonds Green. We're going to have Toffolo, Pippa. No Hog, obviously, so Vallejo, Bacuna, and Vallejo, Bacuna, and Scott High. I don't want O'Brien there, he's awful. And then left wing, who would I have? Who have we got now? Who's playing where at the minute? I mean, just go back, I forget who we've got now. Just see who played in the last game on that left wing spot. It was in Benza and then Holmes on the right. What other options have we got, really? I'd put Rowe, right wing. I'd put Benza. No, I'd put Rowe, left wing. And I'd put Benza, right wing, and Campbell up top. And that's the squad I'd go with. I don't really think Holmes should be there either. He don't really. He's played one good game. And that's it, really. We'd be lucky to not see Moore score 2 against us. He might get another hat-trick, I think. Our defence is awful. Where did it go wrong with Wagner? 20 games in the season, the Prem went downhill. I think what went wrong in the Prem season is Wagner changed his tactics, and it just didn't work. We couldn't defend even with 5 at the back. We had 2 good defenders and even when we played 4 at the back, we had 2 good defenders in a 4 at the back formation. So we we settled us on fate really there. Would you take Arsene Wenger as town manager? Yeah, but there's just no way that that'd ever happen. We need our defence. Stop overplaying from the back. Yeah, I agree. Prediction for the Silvers, Cardiff. I think 3-2 Cardiff. I said 3-1, so not 2. Unsimilar. Warnock's the rest, he's like, your mum telling you not to take the chocolates, but you take the chocolates. Yeah, he tells them straight. Do you think Hamer should have been sold? He was beginning to hit form. And no, but since when does anything that the fans think ever get replicated into decisions? The lockdown break changed O'Brien for some reason. Since Lewis got injured, not been the same since. Yeah, he doesn't offer us a lot really at the minute. Fill in or fill out. I'd say if he's going to invest in the upcoming season, fill in. If not, fill out. Because he's not investing in the team. He's hiring people that are clearly not qualified to do their jobs. Bromby's not qualified enough to be head of recruitment in my eyes. He's just signing his friends in Danny Ward and Dwayne Holmes. Have I moved over to the other side there? One sec. Just trying to get myself a bit more central. No, that's too. What's my chair doing? It's broken. They've still lost 11 games. Yeah, Cardiff have lost 11 games, but this was mainly under Neil Harris earlier on in the season. So, yeah. Lewis can't pass. No, he can't. Most of our squad can't pass. Price, you doing a stream tomorrow? He'll reply to that in his own sort of time. Would you take Billing back? No, I don't want him anywhere near the club. At least our players are bad and not just lazy and arrogant like him. But we're going to have a look on Instagram now and see if there's been any more comments or questions. Had a message request. Let's just... Oh, yeah, of course, it's one of those dodgy accounts again. Getting loads of these. We did have a question sent in. When do you see Carlos getting sacked and do you see him taking us to the Prem? Sent in by someone on Instagram. I think he could get sacked probably if we get relegated, possibly. It depends on how badly the fans react, I think. But he could take us to the Prem if he's invested in, I think. But that's not going to happen, so that's another thing. I'll be doing a stream tomorrow, NWM rate. Probably, yeah. If we win, maybe, but that's not going to happen. Can you explain the Richard Keir signing still beyond me? I think we were just going for experience because we had injuries in central defence, but he's not got the legs for Championship football, unfortunately. He can pass, he can drive us forward, but he's just not got the legs. to keep up with some of even the pacier strikers like Tony's going to tear as a new one in a couple of weeks if he's back fit. So yeah, but I think now will be a good opportunity to talk about bottom of the table and those teams down there. So I mean, let's zoom out a second bit actually. How am I going to do this? Yeah, I can do that. Right, so the bottom, let's say the bottom six, 7. The bottom 7 are all, maybe even QPR and Forest and Blackburn you could include in that, but I highly doubt it. So you've got Derby on 38 points, us on 37, Coventry on 35, Birmingham on 35, Rotherham on 32, Wednesday on 28, and Wickham on 23. Excuse me. Just looking at the games. Rotherham have got 2 games in hand on us, Wednesday and Wickham both having 1. I think one problem that we've got to look out for is if Wednesday get their points back at the end of the season, like Wigan got them deducted, they'd jump up to 34 points and obviously be 1 point behind safety. Something else to look at. Who was that low guy you had at left back? Do you miss him? I think he was a very underrated player. I think he epitomised the Wagner Revolution, and he had a lot of nice all round stats. That he was a very nice all round player. You could have probably played him in left wing. Sometimes he'd have done a job. Fortunately, Council's too experienced. Totally out of his depth for me. I don't agree. Is that in terms of taking us to the Prem? Because I only mean that in saying that if he's invested, and if not, we're not going anywhere. In fact, the only place we are going is jilling him away. Sorry, I'm late, Brad. Do you think we'll stay up? Just about. What teams would you like to see in the Championship next season if we stay up? So are you asking me what teams you'd like to see come? What teams you'd like me to see come down, and what teams you'd like me to see go up? If that's what you're saying, we're going to have a look at that now. We're going to have a look at the Prem table, Premier League, and we're going to have a look at the League One table. I nearly said League and then totally different country. League One table. Obviously, I need to look at the top sort of 7 at least of that, and then the top sort of bottom sort of, let's say Burnley are safe to be fair, but we can't rule it out. So who would I like to see in the Championship next season? I think I'm not bothered about a lot of the teams in it at the minute, but I do think that Sheffield United coming down would be good because it's another Yorkshire away day, but I'd like them to stay in there, being the only Yorkshire team of any sort of quality in the Prem at the minute. Of any sort of decency. West Brom, I'm not really bothered about them to be fair, but I reckon it'd be a decent away day, so they can come down for me. Fulham, they have really no relevance to us, so they can stay up for all I care. Toon, probably like them to come down and be a decent away day, and they always bring a quality set of fans to us. Brighton, I've been a couple of times. Probably be nice to go back down to the south coast. Maybe make a weekend of it next time I go. I'm not sure, but I've been to the Amex twice, and it's a decent away day to do. So I'd like that. So obviously you said that. So they're the 3, and Fulham are a bogus team, obviously. So there's no point us playing them. That's a guaranteed loss. Not Plymouth. Peterborough look dead set to come up now. They've got 2 games in hand. They've won 4 of the last 5. The season's getting closer and closer to the end. I don't see how they're going to drop out of that. Sort of top 6. I love Brighton, such a beautiful place. Yeah, it's a great seaside place. I've never been actually to Brighton. It's because the stadium's in Fulham, I believe, but sort of a village at the side, which isn't great for traffic. But yeah. Teams that look like they could be coming up. The teams that I'd like to come up, I'd like Peterborough to come up, to be honest, because there's sort of a little bit of, not hatred, but, a little bit of banter always on Twitter between us two, and how, we, they knocked us out of the playoffs and we sent them down when we drew against Barnsley. There's always been a little bit of a thing there, I think. There is on Twitter anyways, I'm not sure if it's still a thing, but Hull coming back up, Hull's alright. It's a Yorkshire away day, so I'd kind of like it, but at the same time, the tickets are extortionate, so, you know, that's always another one. Sunderland coming up would be great, and Portsmouth would be coming up. So if I could pick 3 teams, I'd pick Peterborough, Sunderland, and Portsmouth, because I've always wanted to go to Fratton Park. I think it'd be a very good away day to do. So there's my 6 teams I'd like to see. You've got Brighton, Brom, Sheffield United, and then Peterborough, Sunderland, Portsmouth. Excuse me. Score prediction, Cardiff. You said 5-0, didn't you? I've said 3-1. I'm being optimistic really there. Don't forget we're not safe yet. I suppose we're not. But thanks for supporting us. We will support you in your amazing work too. Yeah, that's sound. That's fine. Thanks so much for your support, Ryan. Shane Bright Stadium's in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it's like the most annoying part about going to that game, especially on the coach, is why because when you come off the M25 to get onto the road that connects, you know, you to Falmer, it's very, very packed all the time. Even Brighton fans have to get like buses and coaches from Brighton to the stadium, which is just stupid, really. Hi, Booker J, great to see you in the stream. You'll want us obviously to win tomorrow. It helped you out a lot. Why 5-0 us? Because we couldn't defend an innocent man in court, never mind a lead. We really couldn't. We're awful defensively at the minute. We need Hogg back, JK back, and Christopher. Yeah, fully. Yeah, you've summed that up perfectly. Going to have a look at the messages sent in on Instagram. Just going to have a look at all these questions I got sent. So our crowd says, name your best lineup this season. Good question from our crowd over there. Very good question. So I think obviously based on these stuff players that have come and gone, I'd go with probably right now. I'd say Schofield on his best, Pippa, Sa, Schindler, Toff, Hogg, Eiting, Bakuna, and then I'd probably say Karoma, Campbell, and Benza. Thoughts on Carlos? Decent manager with what he's got, but unless we invest, he's going to be useless for us. Carlos in or out without investment, in with investment. You think we should fear relegation? Are we safe? We're certainly not safe, but I don't think we should be, you know, sort of crying ourselves to sleep just yet. What makes us bottle games where we're going wrong? Just lapses in concentration defensively and sitting back on the ball and letting the opposition come on to us. It's pointless. Who's going wrong with our defence? Who's to blame? Everyone. Sarkio, you know, a lot of players are to blame defensively. Luke, Alfie, Aldermas put, do you think we need to keep Toff, Ward and Karoma to the lineup to keep us up? I don't think Ward should be involved in that really, but excuse me, I think Toff and Karoma's vital when they come back. What's your opinion on Phil Hodgkinson? Hired, employed some very questionable people, but I mean, if you invest in the upcoming season, my opinion will change on him. Oh, if it's Stefan UK, is he the one that's just put the European one that I've missed? Brad, do you think we should get more European players like we did under Wagner? Certainly, yeah, but we made out that we were doing that this season, and then it's like Devlin's just been telling us lies. I'm not accusing him of lying. I'm just saying it's like that, or it seems like that in some instances, because he made out that we were doing this sort of, you know, Carlos way, and we've just signed English players that used to play for us. So it was a bit pointless in my eyes. It went against what we were trying to achieve. So yeah. Brad, don't bring too much beers tomorrow. We don't receive being sick on stream. Oh, don't worry. I'm not a lightweight. Do you see Phil selling the club to someone if there was anyone willing to take over? No, I really don't think he will, to be fair. No, I don't think he'll sell the club. Should we get more European talent? I think that's the question that's been submitted. But yeah, I really do think we should. But if you haven't already, please do like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and comment any questions you may have. And if anyone wants to feel generous enough to donate, then please feel free to do that. I've had more questions, I think, and they're just not loading on the computer. Pricey's very confused. Oh, right. Fair enough. Millie's here. How are you doing, Millie? Great to see you again. On through digital devices. Thoughts about signing Mark? Yeah, I must think I was born yesterday. I've got an email like that, mate, so don't worry, I already know. Good old Mike. We go way back, me and Mike. Nearly fell for it, to be fair, but yeah. I think I was born yesterday. But yeah, I mean, Hogg's a massive blow for us tomorrow. I think it's not going to be ideal or easy at all. It won't be easy anyway, but especially we know Hogg, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. What's up, Harry? Great seeing the stream. Is a real talent. Price, you got a new subscriber. I mean, I wonder has NWM made a video about this game exactly and what his thoughts have been. I'd love to see what a Cardiff fan thinks in terms of predictions, because we really do not stand a chance tomorrow. Like, we fully don't, and it's not like we're even being like negative. It's just simple. We're just not going to do all, and that's just common knowledge. I don't think he has, to be fair. No, he hasn't. Might be uploading that match preview tonight, actually. So, Pricey, are you going to join me after the game tomorrow, Brad? Yes, I'll join Pricey tomorrow for a live, and we can, you know, talk a match reaction, match review, really. We can do that. Who would you release in tomorrow, and what positions do we need to sign? Oh, God, that's a very technical question. I won't release anyone. I'll try and get some money for him, but we definitely need a striker and another striker and 2 solid centre-halves, really. And hopefully we get Eiting on a permanent. I think he'd be crucial to us. I'm just going to look and see what I've been sent. Why didn't it send? Why didn't it send? Anyone has any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them. But if not, we're going to talk about, I'll tell you what I'm going to talk about to keep it nice and fresh. I'm going to do, set it up, yeah, good stuff, Bryce. I'm going to talk about the most improved player this season, the most underrated player, the most overrated player, and the biggest surprising player. So let's start with underrated. I have to say Vallejo. I think he's been brilliant this season. He's definitely controlled the tempo a lot more than we thought he could. I want to see more of him next season. Yeah. Most improved player has to be Isaac Mbenza. He's been brilliant. You know, his free kicks have been certainly up there. He's probably the best crosser at the club now, give or take. Yeah, he's become a real asset to us this season. Come on, you. All right, we're just not gonna have drivel like that in the stream. Sorry, Matt. And Ben's definitely most improved. Most overrated. O'Brien. I'd have to say O'Brien, because people still rate him and think that he's the player he was last season, so I have to say O'Brien. Biggest surprise would have to be Karoma, because that guy, last season, he was like average, and then now, I know what it means, Matt, but I don't want that drivel in here. We don't talk about that weird club. You're just a glorified Crawley Town. But the difference is they've got a baller in Mark Wright, and you've got Alexandra Lacazette. No, don't time him out. Oh no, it was a joke, Alfie. Don't time him out. Oh well. Oh, you'll message me now. Why have you kicked me from the stream? Don't do it. Where's he gone? I know. Oh, it's fine. I've just seen it. Prediction for Man City, Man United. If you want me to do a non-time related stream, I'll do stuff like that. But for now, I'm going to keep it strictly EFL and town. No, it's fine, Alfie. It's fine. He needed to calm down as well. We were getting a bit irate, to be honest. Let's have a look at Prutton's Sky Bet Championship predictions. What's Prutton said? Oh, so us first. He's put 2-0 Cardiff. That's well, that's very what is it? That's very optimistic for us. 2-1. Watford against Forest. Barnsley Birmingham 2-0. I think that's fair. Brentford Rotherham. I think that's 2-1. That's fair. Reading Wednesday 2-1. That's fair. 2-1 Swansea to Borough. I think that's fair. Is that Stoke Swansea? No. Stoke Swansea's already happened. Excuse me. Bristol QPR 1-0. Coventry Derby 2-1. I'd say 1-1 for that. Millwall 2-1. Norwich 2-0. Preston Bournemouth 1-0. Stoke 1-1. What's that? Just come off and read the comments. Are Proud Terriers sponsoring this stream? No, they're not. They're not sponsoring this stream at all. But you know, I'm happy for Ryan and whatever he's trying to achieve with this Proud Terriers to be here, and I fully support everything that he's trying to do with them. Not gonna lie, if we went to Prem, it would give you more views and more subs because Prem and over team in Prem will join. Yes, to an extent, I do agree, Alfie. But I have made content in the past in the Prem, and it's very it's weird. Some videos get loads of views in like 5k and 6k, but others get like 200. It all depends on the search traffic and the it's dependent on the search traffic and how many fans watch that kind of content. I'd probably say I've got more views in the Championship, but the channel has grown since then, so it's a very 50-50 thing. Asking a question. Ellis, if you are trying to get a reaction, just stop. I've made it clear we're not having anything of any sort of negative or discrimination or anything like that in the stream. Should we have bought Torba Thomas? I mean, he's not really a risk. I'm happy for him to be as long as he, you know, matures into a good player. Hello, Carter. Who's she? Thought you sponsored the last one. No, me and Ryan have maintained just a friendship really, but no, there's been no sort of sponsored agreement of any sort, and until you know Ryan expresses that he wants to do that, then that won't be, you know, it simply. But I'm very happy for Ryan to support my content, and I'll very happily support his. Was Grant worth it? I reckon we should have got all the money up front. To be fair, I don't reckon, you know, the whole sort of 6-year thing was very smart. Season we got relegated from the Premier League. If it had VAR, how many penalties should we have had? Well, you say that, but they still probably wouldn't have given them to us because we're Huddersfield and not Man United. So when is Grant back? Oh, was Grant worth it? Danny Grant. Yeah, stupid. Very sorry, Lorna. Idiot. I think so. Yeah, but it's been unlucky that he got injured, I guess, straight away. When he's Grant back, I believe a couple of weeks. Not that he'll really have an impact this season. If he does, fair play to him. So I'm surprised I got over 200 views on my stream from Birmingham, considering I haven't uploaded a video in a year. Yeah, that's great. That's great going price to get back to it. It's never too late to start. I guess one thing I should look at before we wrap things up, because we usually stream the podcast for about an hour. I feel a bit sick, really. Do you think Huddersfield is a hated club? I think by referees, yeah, and maybe like by Leeds and a couple of teams like that, but just fair enough. Is Corona the best investment in recent years? I'd probably say Toffel always, to be fair. Yeah, just apologise for anything you've done, Ellis, and if there's alt going on, just stop. Like, let's just make things friendly and fair. Like I say. I'm just looking now. Oh, wait, no, that can't be right. Yeah, I'm gonna say Huddersfield Town next manager odds. Yes, right. Something we could look at. But I don't know why it's telling me this, because we already know that Carlos is a manager. You remember Michael Oliver in the Premier League? How could I forget him? The guy hates us. I'll see you tomorrow after the game, mate. It's all sorted. Waiting for you to join it. Yeah, she's probably looking for attention. It's a he, but whatever. Least he deserves. I mess him, but just stop being a baby, Ellis. Who's manager? I know he's the manager. When is JK back? I believe he is back either late this month or early next month. I'm so confused. Oh, this is rugby. I'm trying to look at the odds for. Would you take Ivan Toney or Andre Gray? I'd prefer Ivan Toney, to be honest. But I'd take either. See you tomorrow, Brad. All the best prizes. See you tomorrow. Score prediction: Cardiff, Rotherham. 3-1 Cardiff. No, there's nothing on it at the minute about next Huddersfield Town manager. So the bookies don't think it's clearly likely of happening. What upcoming games are you streaming? I don't know what upcoming games there are. I will stream some Premier League matches if that's something that people want, but I only stream what there's demand for. If people want me to stream other videos, you know, other things from a neutral perspective, I'll happily do that. But until the demand for that kind of content arrives, I'm not going to do it. People know to reach out and just ask if they want that content. So, yeah. If we could before the stream ends, then if we could hit 30 likes or 25, let's say, that'd be greatly appreciated, and be another successful streamed live podcast, and we'd be going 58 minutes. Do Chelsea Liverpool, please. It's at 8 o'clock. I've not got time for that, really, to be honest. I've got to play Div Rivals. 26, yeah, fair enough. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. I think we've covered a lot of good topics today, answered a lot of fair questions. Is streaming QPR Huddersfield? I'm not sure. Again, I disagree with paying for £10 to watch football, especially when it's our football and we lose all the time. I'll think about it, but we'll see. You've been streaming for an hour. Wow. Yeah, indeed. Got to go, pal. See you tomorrow at the town. Thank you so much. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up there, just on the hour mark, actually, conveniently enough. When can we go back to the stadium? When we can go back to the stadium, will you be vlogging? So there's two ways it's will work. If it's, you know, give or take full attendance and no social distancing, then I will be vlogging, 100%. But if not, then I don't know, people might get funny about it if there's not like a full ground there, because, you know, if I'm just sat there with my phone out recording it, or it might seem a bit weird, and the stewards might start questioning me like I'm streaming it live. Which can obviously, it can cause complications, which I don't really need. Should be a 5, I agree. Iwana, I'm sorry if I've mispronounced your name. But yeah, massive thanks as always for tuning in today. Massive thanks for 26 likes, all the kind comments, all the very good questions, and for any possible subs I've encountered in today's video. But yeah, we will go live tomorrow night at, drumroll please, at 7:30, 15 minutes before the kick-off between Huddersfield Town and Cardiff City. Should be a bloodbath tomorrow. Hopefully it isn't, and hopefully there's some goals going in to the only blue side and not blue and white side. Not to in the. Oh, don't bother, Brad. Hopefully we're scoring and they aren't, in simple terminology. But yeah, massive thanks as always for the kind support, all the kind comments, everything that you guys do to support me. Hope you have a good rest of the week. Hopefully we can get a win tomorrow. Hopefully all you that tune in today will tune in tomorrow. It'd be great to see familiar faces. But yeah, massive thanks as always. Thank you so much for the recent support, and I'll catch you in the next stream or video, depending on which I do. Probably a stream. Thank you guys. See you later.